This summer I'm crisscrossing Canada looking at all the projects that Ducks Unlimited Canada are working on.
This week, I'm out east, looking at the long-standing and impactful efforts that Ducks Unlimited Canada have made towards the rehabilitation and conservation of wetlands and the amazing support they get from the great people of Atlantic Canada. As I said in my earlier video on the Oak Hammock Marsh in Manitoba, I've known Ducks Unlimited Canada my whole life. Yet, until recently, I didn't know about the thousands of projects the organization has worked on for decades. When people think of Ducks Unlimited Canada, they think of ducks, obviously. But so many of the projects deal with larger sustainability issues, community participation, and the addressing of vulnerable climates and species. I recently was in Prince Edward Island at one of their many Atlantic Canada projects at the Mount Stewart Wildlife Management Area, about a half-hour northeast of Charlottetown.
3 centuries ago, settlers on Prince Edward Island began changing wetlands to farmlands, inadvertently hurting local and vital habitats. Fast forward to 1992 and the Alisary Creek wetland emerges, a 20-hectare restoration by Ducks Unlimited Canada in Mount Stewart.
Atlantic Canada has been a focus of Ducks Unlimited Canada for decades. Their first wetland restoration project was in 1960. You see, conserving and restoring salt marshes with underdeveloped adjacent lands is a priority of Ducks Unlimited Canada in Atlantic Canada. And conserving these habitats is a race against sea level rise. As the ocean creeps in, salt marsh vegetation must move with it or be lost.
I've been really impressed with what's going on in Atlantic Canada. There have been a lot of successes.
Sackville, New Brunswick, where Ducks Unlimited have restored a beloved marsh in the town, was named the first accredited wetland city in North America. The East Coast takes this seriously, as they should. But I've been impressed how cooperative and engaged Ducks Unlimited Canada and different levels of government have been. Ducks Unlimited Canada has partnered with both the New Brunswick and Nova Scotia provincial governments for the Treasured Wetlands of Nova Scotia and Treasured Wetlands of New Brunswick to celebrate Atlantic Canada's proud legacy of wetland conservation. Ducks Unlimited Canada has over 600 active volunteers in Atlantic Canada and over 3,000 across Canada.
I've been really impressed with all the people in Atlantic Canada engaging and working on these projects. I am from the other coast of Canada, so I really understand how important this is.
Education and community engagement is a strong focus for Ducks Unlimited Canada here out east, including participating in a 7th generation culture camp, which is an immersive land-based camp for Mi'kmaq youth, one of many efforts to engage young Canadians.
Now, being here on a chilly morning is nice. Plenty of birds, and the trails are being used by a bunch of cool people.
Conservation in Atlantic Canada is not just about protecting wildlife. It's important for communities too. Conserving and restoring coastal sea marshes is important for building resilience in the face of storm surges and sea level rise due to climate change. This is an important part of the work that Ducks Unlimited Canada is doing in Atlantic Canada. And we're going to talk even more about this when I visit one of their award-winning projects in British Columbia later this summer.
Now, in a few weeks, I will be back to Manitoba to look at my family farm and our relationship with Ducks Unlimited Canada through the decades. After that, I'm heading out west back to where I'm from and looking at a very, very cool project that they're working on in Richmond, BC. Now, stay posted to the Old Canada series and Ducks Unlimited Canada social media channels to check out all of our upcoming videos this summer.
To learn more, go to ducks.ca.